Alright, so the bottles aren't that big, but they are in fact this big, and they are filled with N2O, NOS, nitrous oxide, the stuff that Brian O'Connor uses in the Fast and the Furious movies, whatever you want to call it, and they last about 8 seconds. And today we're going to be talking about them and testing them out on my X7 pocket bike. Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm actually on my iPhone filming because I kid you not, in the middle of the install for my N2O kit, I go back and check on a clip and it's empty. My whole card got cleared out. I have no idea how it happened. I think it was just an unfortunate corruption thing, but I'm still going to be going over the N2O kit and how I installed it. Luckily, it's pretty simple, so let's get started. If you guys remember the unboxing video, I was pretty pumped up about the aluminum handle here, but honestly, I'm going to recommend the plastic handle. I've had it in the past with the 47cc pocket bike, like I've said before, and I like it better. During the install, I had some problems with this one. Whenever I'd load up the N2O cartridge into the handle here, the button wouldn't press for whatever reason, and then when I'd unscrew this, obviously I'd lose out on the canister because I couldn't use it because the button was jammed, and then the button would work fine again. After some finagling with the rubber O-rings in there, I finally got it working. Maybe when I change out this cartridge, I'll show you what I mean inside of there, but yeah, this is basically how it works. So up here near the neck of the handle, I got it zip tied because I don't have to worry about unscrewing this, and then right here, I used their Velcro strap that they included because this can just easily come off, and then I can unscrew this and change out the N2O cartridges. But this is still pretty loose. I'm not very satisfied at all. I kind of mentioned a little bit in the unboxing that I kind of wasn't happy about the design of this, since it's got to be like, this needs to be next to the button because it just makes for a mess, and like, I can barely grip this. In the instructions, they actually recommend you have this flipped and over here, but on my bike, it just seems to work better right here. I'm not going to be using this like 24/7, so I figured might as well just have it right here where I can easily press the button, but my grip kind of still comes down a bit. It's not really a big deal, it still works, but yeah, that's like a little gripe that I have. This is how it works though. Basically, this tube that they include just goes right on here, and then I got it ran around my bike inside the frame. I actually got it through one of these holes on the other side, so it kind of stabilizes better. And I'm not using any zip ties right now because I don't feel it's necessary. I got it wrapped pretty good. Like, it kind of goes around my Trail Tech right here, stays on there, and then comes around. And here's where it goes into the carburetor. This is my air filter. This is kind of a weird setup. It's kind of a difficult setup, honestly. The 47cc engines were a lot easier, I must say. So if you got a small pocket bike, this is going to be awesome for it because it worked perfectly last time when I used it. This is how it's set up though. Basically, I had to put a hole in my air filter right here. This is a rubber kind of neck right here. It's pretty much the only spot I could put it because I'm not going to put it in the frame here, and it kind of goes in to the wall here, but the carburetor, I mean, when this is running, it sucks it right into the carburetor and pretty much does the job it needs to do without any issues. But yeah, that was just a little gripe that I had. But honestly, I mean, if you guys are really concerned about, or not concerned, but if you guys are really digging the aluminum look, definitely you could go for this kit. But if you're trying to save some money and still get one that works perfectly fine, just get the plastic handle one. Yeah, I'll fire this thing up and show you a couple of purges with the kit here to show you the RPM gains, and then we'll go out and actually ride with it. I meant to say I didn't want to put it in the foam of my air filter, not the frame. But yeah, I should mention too that the 47cc bikes, they were easier because the carburetor is sitting back here and there's just plenty of room. Also, the 47cc engines have a stock plastic air filter, so you can just drill a hole right through it and actually tap it for threads too that way. This isn't tapped, but I just used a bit one size smaller than what they recommended. That way it was a nice and tight fit on the rubber, but seems to be holding up good. All right, let's fire up this thing. Don't worry, I'll adjust the volume on this so you headphone users don't die, but let's kick this thing, get this thing going. I should have a little bit of juice left in here. This was my test one, but yeah, let's actually see now if the button is working still. Yep, so you can see it goes down a bit. That means we're good to go. Before, this would actually just, it was like rock hard. No movement on the button here, which is pretty weird, but I'll show you guys what I modified inside here to make it all work. Trying to do this with one hand, but all right, here we go. I'm gonna hit the button a little bit. Hopefully there's still some N2O left. Pure N2O, no throttle. Yep, so that bottle's all gone. I used it quite a bit actually riding just to test it for the video, but yeah, let's change out this bad boy. And we should have an empty N2O bottle. Holes punctured, and this thing is empty. So yeah, this is the setup with this gasket. I got the gasket, this rubber O-ring on the top of the N2O bottle right here, and then the other side of it is inside of there, and that's actually what punctures the N2O bottle too, that little point in there. And then around it, where you kind of can't see, is the another rubber gasket. In the kit they had those two attached, and it was just impossible basically to get it back in there because this is bigger than that hole in there, and it was just kind of a weird setup. This seems to be sealing fine with them detached from each other, but if you guys do order this kit, you'll see exactly what I mean. How I'm thinking I fixed the button problem is I stuffed some paper in there. They actually do recommend this in the instructions, and this bottle's been in here for a while, so the paper is really crushed out there, but yeah, this does lift it a little bit because of that paper folded up in there, and it lets this puncture it, because I tried an old bottle on this and it didn't puncture all the way. This was like a slow leak, so when I unscrewed it, it was just basically a slow leak and I couldn't get it fully punctured, so that was another bottle that just had to go to waste. And with these kits, they only give you 5 N2O bottles, so you gotta make sure you're making good use of them because there isn't very many in the kit. And luckily I have these old ones. Hopefully they still work. I haven't tried them out, but yeah, these are from the original setup on the NOS pocket bike from like 5 or 6 years ago. They should still work, but yeah. And then these are the ones that came in my kit this time. Like I said, there was 5. Now I got 3 left. Fresh bottle goes inside here. We're just gonna screw it on up. Whoop! Almost forgot. Classic mistake. Gotta put the rubber O-ring back on. There we go. And I'm just gonna go as absolutely straight as possible. Don't worry guys, there was no cool puncture noise actually. And I just tested out the button. As you can see, it's still gonna press, so that's a good sign. Last time this was rock hard. That was the problem. But yeah, I'm just gonna get my Velcro back on here, and then we'll switch to the GoPro and actually test this thing out on the streets. Last one, boys. That was pretty good.